give you a minute to straighten it out.
Yeah.
Can you see if there's any participants at all? Okay. There's nobody on, nobody dialed in. Okay. So I guess we can get started. Counselor, do you think we can get started? Okay. All right, we're going to call to order the Portsmouth Planning Board monthly meeting of Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. The first item on the agenda is agenda continuances, modifications. Mr. Lozinski? There are none. Great. Item number 2 is approval of the minutes from the planning board meeting of June 8th. I think everybody has it in their package. What's your pleasure?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
All right, so we had a motion by Mr. Harding, a second by Ms. Wilson. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote on the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, next up on the agenda is a approval of a master plan decision, applicant Church Community Housing Corporation, owner Town of Portsmouth, AP 23 Lot 2, 110 Bristol Ferry Road. Approved master plan decision for a low, a moderate housing development. I think we also have that decision in our package.
Yeah.
What is your pleasure?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the master plan for the low and moderate housing development.
Do we have a second? So motion made by Mr. Harding. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I have just a minor suggestion.
Sure.
For an edit, which is on the first page, last paragraph, last sentence. These non-LMI units are needed to support the remainder of the project. If my suggestion would be to cross out remainder of the project, and in lieu of remainder of the project, put in these non-LMI units are needed to support the preservation of the historic 4-room schoolhouse.
Do you have that, Dee Dee? Okay. Mr. Harding?
Yeah, I'll amend mine by accepting that change in verbiage. Please don't ask me to say it, but
Mr. Tibbetts? So you'll amend your second? Okay. All right, so we have a motion made and seconded. Dee Dee, you got the verbiage correct? Okay, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Next up is a review of summary of the 22 legislative session that affects local, regional, and statewide planning. Any discussion from any members?
I guess,
go ahead.
I was going to say, it just appears that these must be online courses that at will, we just have to sign in and do like this introductory course, 3 hours, one time within 2 years?
Great question, Mr. Harding. I actually asked the town planner, Ms. Hitchin, if, number one, if she could keep us informed as these classes do become available. And number two, I do recall a couple of years ago, we actually brought in a trainer. And I think we had a workshop and we knocked it all off at one time. If that's possible, maybe you could let us know if that is out there as well.
I can definitely watch out for workshops, and if I don't see a workshop, have somebody come in to do the training.
Perfect.
The other important piece that I just wanted to have you folks see is the quorums that changed. That starts on January 1st, 2023. Planning board votes for approval of any land development or subdivision application require a majority vote of the members present at the time, not the full membership. That takes effect January 1st,
Got it.
2023.
Where was that?
That is on page 3, Senate Bill 2504, Subpart A, as amended, and House Bill 6642 as amended. And that doesn't take effect until January of 23, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I did have one other question for you, Ms. Hitchin. Is there anything in the LMI impacting us at all that we need to do or change or keep track of, either by a change to the zoning amendment, planning ordinance, or comp plan?
There was a substantial number of legislative changes that was in response to low moderate income housing, particularly with accessory dwelling units. It clearly changed a lot in terms of accessory dwelling units. Our town solicitor and I will have to talk more about that in the upcoming months. For now, we'll just have that conversation between us. But there is a lot of umbrella changes at the state level that we'll have to take into consideration with our local ordinance, because it doesn't mesh well with what the state says. If Kevin wants to talk about that, I mean, it is what, yeah, we'll have, yeah, our whole zoning ordinance in general needs a clear update. And with our comprehensive community plan at the state level being reviewed right now, once we get that approved, that will make a nice walkthrough to get our zoning ordinance updated as well.
Great, but you'll keep us informed of any changes that we got to make.
Most definitely.
Thank you. All right, and any, go ahead, Kevin.
Explanation really not accurate, but this is the bill that addresses that spontaneous decision that rules out enforcement, where Superior Court found that the provision in our zoning ordinance at the beginning of Article 5 that says for an item not listed, the board can examine it and decide what it's most similar to in terms of impact, and then decide whether it's prohibited, permitted, or allowed by special use. What the legislation did was add a provision to the section on permitted uses in the section of special use permits that says that the zoning ordinance shall list the uses that are allowed. And then list the uses that are allowed by special use permit. It adds a clause saying, provided that the zoning ordinance may provide for, I can't exactly, but provide for a mechanism or consideration of non-listed uses to decide what they're most similar to. So essentially, that legislation is designed to sort of overrule what
Great, so that kind of puts us back to perfect. Great. Thank you. Does any board member have a question? Go ahead, Kate.
Yes, on the stormwater management education. Do you take federal highway classes, because for my work, usually I take roadway drainage, importance of road drainage, how to choose best management practices, SWIFT documentation, stormwater one awareness, common stormwater violations, NEPA, environmental justice. Is that also, I mean, I take these classes almost yearly anyways.
So I think there are some exemptions. So if you already take those classes, you may be exempt from having to participate in these required trainings.
The only thing is sometimes we do sea level rise, but usually it's just the stormwater.
Well, I think that I certainly understand what you're saying, Kate. It looks like there's a 3-hour course within 2 years. Then there's or the planning board also has a 2-hour sea level rise every 2 years. And I thought we just did a sea level rise class. Oh, okay, all right, okay, all right.
Yeah, I think that was like originally required for planning board
Yeah.
members. Now they've required some more.
Okay.
For you folks.
So we'll keep track of it, and if we can bring something here, we'll bring something here. Otherwise, you can keep us informed.
But the federal highway classes are online.
Okay. All right, any other questions for either council or Leah? Okay. Next up is our monthly project status report. What is your pleasure?
What do we normally say file?
You're going to receive and place on file, Mr.
Yeah.
Harding?
Yes.
You're going to make a motion to that effect?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to receive and put on file.
Do we have a second? Mr. Garso, second. Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Harding, second by Mr. Garso. I'll call for, actually, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. I think this could be it. The
Could be the
shortest yet? No? Okay.
2 minutes.
All right, we need a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Harding,
Second.
Mr. Tibbetts, second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We're adjourned.
Yeah.